Hey guys, so I took the time today to go over my deck for the XYZX Synchro Festival, and like most of the events, I am using my gear freed for them. Okay, so it did go very well. We aren't using Noble Knights too much. We are using Renault. We are using Roland because they are really good for fetching cards. And we're actually going to start right here at Jim Burke 2020. So we played a lot of Sword Soul, we played a lot of Odd Eyes Pendulum, and who else? Zodiac. And I think today went really well, so let's just go over these cards there. And by the end of the day, I have 5,000 points right now, and we did make a few changes. And the next duels, I should be ready for whatever the twisted, sadistic matchmaker has for me. So, we started off with 2 Gear Freeds, and our new card is the Flame Bell Fire Dog. So, if this card destroys a monster in battle, you can special summon 1 fire monster with 200 or less defense from your deck. That means we can grab Sublimation Knight, and we can grab Renault. I think there's another card in my deck, but we don't usually grab it. Alright, so now we have 3 Gear Freed and 1 Crackdown. So we start Upstart, and then we get Roland. We play Flame Dog, we play Roland on him so we can get Gear Freed out. Summon Gear Freed battle phase, and he manages to kill my Gear Freed. And then we destroy his 1 card. We do not get the activation because it is a pendulum deck, and cards aren't sent to the graveyard, right? They are sent to the extra deck. And I use Crackdown on his Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon Draco Future. I don't know what card that is, to be honest, but he quits instantly. Alright. Next duel. This guy is using a... oh man, I forgot. This is my second time doing this because it was a tremendous failure of recording. You don't want to know. But I knew all the cards by heart, but for some reason I just suddenly forgot them. Anyways. So yeah, this guy's using a Rose Dragon. That's right. We end up stalling him out with my Swords of Revealing Light. And we wait until we get our Gear Freed. We use Impertinence, and then we take over. So we start off with Red Resonator. This guy will allow me to special summon 1 level 4 lower special monster from my deck, from my hand. And we use it to get Sublimation Knight out. We get Roland, and then we get Captain Roland out. He sends it to my extra deck, unfortunately, but we do get Roland's effect out to grab Gear Free to play Swords, and then we send Power of the Guardians out thanks to Captain Roland, and then we get Sublimation Knight again. That should be enough to combo off. Alright, we play Sublimation, we get another Roland, we go and play Flame Spirit. This is another new card, and this card will allow me to, this card will be special summoned if I banish 1 fire monster, so it sort of all just works together. And it worked really well, and after making my few changes at the end of the day, I think the rest of the tournament is going to go really well too. Okay, so those are all the new cards I played, except for the new cards I added at the end of the video of my tremendous failure. Alright, so let's just move on to the games. Alright, so my turn there. He's and it's not looking too good there. Face down cards, one set spell, one set trap. I have a full field. I bring Baron out. I use Power of the Guardians on Baron. Then I use his ability to destroy the card on the field. And then I go for the attack. He uses his Zoma to Spirit. And then I negate it with Baron's. It's a one-shot ability. I hit him with Gear Freed. Then I hit him with Power of the Guardians on Baron. And we flex our double Called by the Grave. This next game here, we're just gonna go skip to this next guy here. Probably just bricked or something. This guy is using a Pendulum deck. I'm not sure exactly which one. I think it's just Odd Eyes, or just a variation of Odd Eyes. He uses Illusion Magician, Magician of Dark Illusions. It's just some sort of... oh no, he's using the Witchcrafter deck. Oh yeah, I love this guy. Okay, my hand, it just didn't really work out for me. But I don't know if I would have won even if it did work out. Maybe if I got double Crackdown. Yeah. Maybe if I got a lightning storm or something to get rid of his field and then OTK, but you know, I'm not really strong enough to do that with this deck. Alright, so what's going on is this Heine. She allows you to recycle your cards here. And what goes on here is, like, I don't really know what to expect, so I just try and take over her cards as I see them, you know, threat-wise. So I grab her Heine, and I'm like, alright, good luck with that. And then I grab his Dark Illusions, because I don't need him doing what he's doing. What does he do? Yeah, I don't really need him doing his thing, so I just put him in defense position. Oh yeah, that's why, because he has more defense than Heine. Alright. So I have Roland here. I'm ready to place him on Heine because he plays the 2800 card, and I use Roland to counter and destroy it. Now this is kind of where I was like, well, am I going to win or am I going to lose? And so she started recycling all her trap cards, and these are all normal and rare cards too, which kind of bugs me. But I'm like, alright, whatever, go on. At this point I realize I play my Ash for my tuner, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So I would get Baron, but she used her cards to get rid of Ash instantly, and at this point I'm like, oh, I'm going to lose. And so she just keeps drawing her cards out, and I'm just waiting to die, and eventually she kills me after 10 turns. Alright, this next person is using Sword Soul. We had a lot of fun playing Sword Soul today. I did learn a lot about him. We did end up like beating Sword Soul every single time though, for some reason. Must be the lack of blink cards or something. I'm not exactly too sure though. Alright, so I start off with Upstart. Drew Max Z. I play my Roland face down with Impertinence. Not a very good starting hand, but whatever, I'll do for now. I use Maxi right away when he uses I use Roland ability to get Sublimation Knight. I got a Harpies here. I play it right away. I get rid of his Impertinence. I play Sublimation. He uses his. I've seen this card like 10 times today. Osspice and Chunjun. Okay. Anyways, I get rid of the Roland to bring out Gearfried. Or did I get rid of Sub Knight? Yeah, I got rid of Sub Knight. Used Impertinence on his Mo Yi, and then I used Guardians on my Gearfried, but I screwed up. I placed it in the wrong section. I actually avoid that from now on. So yeah, next turn there, I negate his Liu Yang. Plays Monster Reborn and brings out his Lord of 8 Thunders, and then I just go for the kill really, and that's the end of that game. The next one is against a Speedroid player. Actually, we're not really too sure what was going on here. I mean, I don't know if he knows how to play Speedroid, but he used Speedroid Wheel, and he brings out Marble Machine and Terratop, but the mistake is that he can't use their abilities. He didn't bring out a tuner. He didn't bring out any sort of card that could be. He didn't bring out Den Daiko or anything. So, and he just summons Coral Dragon and then he quits. He uses his Ash as his tuner, brings out a Coral Dragon. So what this card does, it's like a formula Synchro. Once per turn, you can discard one card and target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. And if this card was Synchro summoned, you can draw a card or something. He just gives up right away. So the next one is Bro Dude Man. This guy's using a Pendulum deck. Or no, Witchcraft? No, this is the Pendulum. Yeah, this guy didn't. This game drew out quite a bit. So, I mean, the hand's not too good. I can't play Reno on Flame Dog. And so we're kind of just going Flame Dog with Power of the Guardians with Impertinence underneath. See, I made this mistake again, but it would be insanely obvious, right? So I play Maxi right away. I don't know these cards there he's using, so just cope. I activate my Power of the Guardians. Next turn, I got double Renault. This is what screws me, really. I played both of them down, used Power of the Guardians, hit his card, but I don't get the activation, of course. Hit him for 1,000. Then I bring out Captain Roland. Use his ability and get rid of Power of the Guardians. Bring out a Gearfried. So I use Impertinence right away on his Celestial Magician. He destroys my Captain Roland, and he destroys my Renault. Next turn, I have double Gearfried, double Renault, you know, this sort of game. I play Gearfried, I used Renault, Roland's ability, he banishes it instantly, and that's it. There's not much I can do here except for try to fight him. Take one of his, I take his Odd Eyes and I destroy his one card, and he still has, he is missing a scale, but chances are he has a scale in his hand. So he brings out his other cards, Time Star Magician, and he manages to destroy my Gearfried. Alright, next turn. At this point, I believe I have no more. Yeah, I have one more equip card, so I play Gearfried down. Then I use the Flame Spirit. We try to go for our kills here, but just not enough to deal with the sheer volume of the Pendulum deck. Really, I can't deal with all this. Well, I tried my best for 9 turns there. I just didn't draw out right. It didn't work out. Then there's Odd Eyes, Rebellion, Draco, Overlord. Excuse me. So I got a Lightning Storm. This card doesn't help me at all. You know, it's just one of those games where it didn't work out for me. And then he gets the win. Alright, the next one is against a... He's using a fish deck. He quits because... I think I just ashed it, or... Yeah, I ashed it, and then I max C, and then he just gives up. So I ashed that. I kind of misplayed here. I was supposed to chain max C with it, but I just missed it. I misclicked, and I was like, alright, well, I'll just play it as a bluff. And then he started summoning, and then I played max C. Connection failed. This guy here, it looks like I'm going to win this game, but it didn't work out. I think he's using Sword Soul, actually. He beat me this time. Alright, so I start with Sublimation. I get a Roland end phase. I have no support in my hand, really. So we're just gonna deal with him. He plays Sword Soul Strategist Lu Ying, and then he plays Chen Ying, and then he hits me for 12 and use Sword Soul Emergence and use Taya. Crimson Blader. Looks like I'm gonna win this, right? So, I play Crackdown. I use Power of the Guardians on his card because I guess I just couldn't special summon. I'm not exactly sure why that happened. Or no, wait, I bluffed him. I was like, okay, I'm going to wait one turn and try and OTK him because he had a fairly strong hand, right? Like, this guy's kind of strong. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to bluff him and I'll hit him the next time. But it didn't work out. Because I knew what he had in his hand already. I knew he was already... It didn't work out, though. And he ends up getting a counter and he kills me. Like, I mean, I probably could have took the offensive, but I wasn't too sure. You know, this is the kind of thing where you don't want to assume they have a Nibiru and not play your cards, or you don't want to not play your cards when they play Max C. You know, these things kind of like fuck you sometimes, right? and that was just one of those scenarios. I was like, well, I really need to OTK this guy. I mean, he has 3 cards in his hands. For God knows, he probably has, I don't know. I just took my chance, though. Alright. So, this time we start with Red Resonator, I believe. We use Lightning Storm, get rid of his back row, get rid of Impertinence. We play Red Resonator. He goes Maxi. This is what I mean. Like, he played Maxi, and I was like, well, I'm going to play my cards, because I'm not going to take the risk like I just did. So I use Power of the Guardians on my Fire Dog to bring out a Sublimation Knight, and I use him to grab a Roland. And then I use Reno. No, actually I bring out Captain Roland. I use his ability to get another Power of the Guardians out, bring out another Sublimation. And then that's it for this turn. Use Harpies. He gets Desires. It's going to take him a few minutes here to get his entire combo done. He goes Utopic Draco or whatever. Utopic Future. Utopic Draco Future. He destroys my Flame Dog. He knows, well, he knows that he can't kill my Roland without repercussions. So I use Sublimation and he used Ash on it. Okay, I play Renault down. I get Power of the Guardians back. And he negates it. But that's good for me because I can play Sword of the Revealing Light now because he can't negate it. And I play Gearfried. I take his Utopic Draco Future, kill my Renault, and I go for the kill. Next up, fast mission. This person is using a I forgot. I think it's using a Sword Soul. So I start off with Upstart, and I play 1 Crackdown, and I skip, because she skipped her first turn. Notice it's turn 3, she skipped first turn, and I go turn 2, and I play 1 Crackdown, I take it right away with Maxi. I grab it, and I Ash this Desire. Evenly matched, now we got an empty field. So what kind of deck is this? Is this a Zodiac? Anyways, I play Flame Dog with my Roland and I crack down. It's fairly good defense and good comeback there for the next turn. We can always get Gearfried out. Do we have the Power of the Guardians? So the next game was versus a this guy's Sword Soul. Alright, so he starts Desires. I play Ash on it, of course. And then he plays Strategist Liang, and he brings out his, this is Sinister Sovereign. And he has his Auspice Chungjung again. I use Upstart, double Impertinence, that's good. I use it right away on his Sinister Sovereign. He hits me, but it allows me to use my swords. Now I'm ready for another Impertinence on him. Pretty sure it's obvious. So we're just skipping turns right now. I played Red Resonator. Use Upstart. He Ashed it. I use Power of the Guardians on him. And then I bring out Gearfried. And then I go for his Auspice. And I go for the grab on his Sinister Sovereign. And not too much you can do. Unless you can, got a lightning storm or something, but he uses his Ashuna, and I negate it. Swords are down, and it's my turn. I play a Sub Knight, grab a Roland. Did I grab Roland? Yeah. And with that, I get a Chinabra out, my old Speed Road card, right? And then we go for 46, and then we hit him for 3,000. Okay, the next one is a Pendulum player. He's using Odd Eyes too. Or no, I think he's using like some Magician. I'm not exactly too sure. It was a very interesting duel, but I decided to end now before I get struck by the sadistic matchmaker. And I wanted to make the changes to my deck and go practice them in solo mode. We did make the changes because we are running Cupid Pitch in this deck, and we wanted to see if we can get Cupid Pitch to work. We did figure out a few things. I'll go show you my cards later. So, I start off with Flame Dog and 1 Crackdown. He plays his Scales, and then he brings out his Endymion, and I grab it right away with Crackdown. He plays 1 card face down, and it is my turn. So first thing I do is Power of the Guardians on my Flame Dog. I go for the kill, but I obviously forget that he's not going to get the activation due to the Pendulum graveyard. Okay, so then he brings out a few more of these cards, a Servant of Endymion. These cards are all counter-based. I already realized that I could see who's doing the counters. So I'm trying to make sure I grab that guy and who's going to hurt me if I don't do the counters, right? Like I could see that clearly. Okay, so now I'm going for his cards. I grab his Endymion again. He really wanted that back, but we take it. Next turn, we're going to crack down his Reflection of Endymion. And, yeah, at this point, it's just, I go for 7, 8, 9. I go for Charles. Yeah, that's right. I was hoping I can destroy a Scale, but his ability wasn't activating, so he didn't get an equip, right? And so I couldn't activate Charles. And so I use, I negate his entire field right here. Okay, and then the next draw is, I grab Bruno, summon him. I get Power of the Guardians, play it on my Charles, and then we destroy his Pendulum. And now we go for the kill with Chinabra. Actually, I kind of wasted this turn. I think I could have ended it this turn had I attacked with Chinabra, but I didn't. Yeah, I think I might have killed him if I had used it the other way around. But yeah, so after that, yeah. And so then there's this guy right here. This guy kind of annoyed me. And this guy is just the best Dark Magicians player in the world. Check this guy out. He starts with 2, here, we're just gonna go play. Alright, so he's a Soul Servant. Remember, I don't play Magicians. I don't know really much except for his Magic Circle there. I know he plays Magic Circle and his Magician's Rod, and he has Magician Souls, and he's a normal summons his Magicians, right? I know that much. But what I didn't know is that he could do this. Magician Navigation, and he had a Dark Magician in his hand, and it allows him to grab one in his deck. Okay, you know what? If that wasn't even enough, he has 2 of each of these right now on the field, which is what I like. I mean, I know he can do that, but I didn't know he could grab them right away. Like, I know you can grab them with your, in this card is normal summon, you can add 1 spell or trap from your deck that mentions Dark Magicians. It's just the way he just did it, I guess, that it just worked out perfectly for him. Soul Servant, used it again. I negate it right away because I thought that was my only, I really didn't think he would kill me with this card. Magician Navigation, he gets 2 Magicians out again. And at this point I was like, oh shit. Because the next turn, the next time he summons a Magician, right? Magic Circle activates and then he banishes me. So Power of the Guardians activate, destroys Magician. Uses Magician Souls. Special summons Magician, activates, banish, and game's over. Best player in the world. Alright. So yeah, this is the deck I used for the festival. There's a few mistakes in my deck because I used the Power Gladiator, I have Junk Warrior, and I have a couple other cards, but I didn't like. I was reading this one tuner, one non-tuner. Okay, I guess I just overlooked this junk guy. Then I have this guy right here, TG Power Guardian. I was like, oh, can I use this? Oh, I can't. Okay. And then I realized, well, I can't get her out either, and I don't really need two Barons, right? Okay, so we did go over those alone, but remember, it was a tremendous failure of a recording, right? So I'll show you what we did. Event Synchro Gear Free. Alright, so we got two Rolands, three Renaults, three Maxi, two Red Resonator, three Ash, three Sublimation, one Flame Spirit, two Flame Dog. You know, after this, I think I might actually just switch these around. Like, I really like this Fire Dog, but it's like, I usually just play him and set and pass with Power of the Guardians or something, where I just, you know, he kind of just sticks out like a sore thumb. You know, it kind of works out though, because they're kind of scared of a 1900 beat stick, and if he destroys something, well then something bad's gonna happen, because I'm going to get Sublimation, I'm going to get Renault, I can get Resonator too. Like, I can grab all my cards in my deck, and except for Roland, I can even grab Maxi. So no, I can't grab Maxi. No. Anyways, and then I got three Gearfried, Regeki, two Swords of a Reeling Lake, one Harpy, three Upstart. This is what I was going for. Mathematical equation. This is actually a brick. Two Lightning Storm, three Power of the Guardians, one Banished, two Impertinence, and two Crackdown. And the change we made was Formula Synchron for double Renault. We got Cupid Pitch for Renault Sublimation. We got Chinabra for when we need it. And so there was cases where we get Sublimation and when does this happen? The case is when we get Red Resonator and Flame Dog, that's 6, so for Juju. Okay, and then there's Flame Dog, and then there's Sublimation, and yeah, I think that was just for these two. Yeah, I think Juju's just for Flame Dog and Red Resonator. I had her notes, but I destroyed them. Okay, and then I got Don Dragstar. Dragstar will work if I get Cupid Pitch, and that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I get Cupid Pitch out, and then I got a Flame Dog, I can get Dragstar out. That'll help significantly. And then I got Charles. We showed him earlier, and then these cards, I don't really think I'll ever use Supreme Sovereign, because Baron just works out. And then I added Star Eater because Cupid Pitch was allowing this. No, wait. What was going on here was it was Gearfried and Red Resonator. So if I got Gearfried and Red Resonator, we can go for Star Eater. And then there is this guy right here. So this would only work with Cupid Pitch. So Cupid Pitch with Gearfried would get him out. And then we can use Mathematical Equation with his ability, and we could bring him out twice, similar to how we play Gearfried. So I think it's going to work out. We're going to keep using him for the rest of the tournament. So I mean, I guess we'll probably see, might see you there, and if you're watching this or something. So yeah, I guess I'll talk to you guys later, maybe in the next event, unless I go on another 10 win streak, and I might top up with this deck in my YouTube. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Have fun.